Start. Oh, here it comes.
Did you
Oh,
forget we were doing this?
no, I did. I knew.
Oh,
I was
you
just
just for,
asking you a
you
question.
just forgot what you had to do at 8 o'clock.
That's
Yeah,
that's the
yeah,
bigger that's
yeah.
the bigger piece. That's the bigger piece.
I knew it was one or the other.
Oh man.
Oh man,
This
it's
is
been
gonna
a
be
minute.
awesome. It has been a minute.
It's been a minute. You guys made me do one by myself last month. That Chris could have joined me with because we had the dates all screwed up. So
Yeah.
um, but I got through it. I don't know if you guys listened, but I
Oh,
took
I couldn't bear
oh
to.
fuck off. I took to the Twitters, no, the Instagrams. I took to the Instagrams and took suggestions and did all that.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So, Mike, how you been?
Fuck, fucking busy. Fucking busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I yeah, I seriously underestimated how much work going to college while working
Oh yeah.
2 jobs now is
Two?
was gonna be well,
Two different
training.
gyms or
No, but I one gym, but I still work
oh, you
at
kept the other gig. You kept the other
yeah,
gig.
I work it 3 days a week, and then I do like in-home training as well now. So
Well, you're a busy guy. Chris Chavez is a busy guy because we have to be at it. We have to be done in 50 minutes.
yeah,
So
yeah. Chris is always busy. He's been busy since I met him.
Oh
yeah,
God.
Chris is always busy.
God.
Always busy. Always has time to blow me off too. What are you doing?
Slowly getting things put together. Oh, listen to this, baby cakes. Oh no, slowly getting a schedule put together here. So life's is coming together, but it's still a struggle daily dealing with what I now know as being well, I don't know. I think I've talked to you since then. Have I, Mike? When I told you I went and started seeing, I saw a psychiatric nurse practitioner
No.
and was diagnosed with ADHD, inattentive style or whatever it's called, inattentive,
Style.
whatever.
What is this dinner?
It's
Family
like
style.
no, it's like Wu Tang style. It's my fighting style. No,
You
but
got
like
that
so,
Shaolin ADD.
yeah, right. So it makes perfect sense that I you know that I overbook myself for things. I tell myself, oh, it's gonna be I can do this within this amount of time, and it's like, whoa, with all this other stuff, that's not how that works. And so I'm learning that more and more now. And yeah, dude, it's slowly coming together, but it's still here and there where it's like, God dang it,
He has
I
no
forgot to
time
put
for
that
me.
down.
He has no time for me anymore.
There's a big ass bumblebee in my garage. So if I die on stream, that's what happened.
That would be
Bumblebees
good.
don't sting.
I don't know if it's a bumblebee. I'm not a biologist. I just know it's big.
I thought the term was Beyonce. I don't know. I don't know the term.
Bees.
You motherfucker.
God, it's good to have
That's,
people back for this.
that's amazing.
I gotta say, before we get started with this month's Bandcamp Friday, um, I gotta say I've been in this like weird headspace the last couple months, and like I haven't wanted to like listen to music. I've been like just kind of watching TV and like disconnecting from fucking
Vegging.
the world. I've been doing it with audiobooks too. I don't know. I don't know what it is about music that doesn't let me disconnect, but yeah. So I've been like just like just watching television and listening to audiobooks and reading and just not happy. Not that reading doesn't make me happy, but and then I listened to these picks and it pumped me all up. So thank you guys for coming back. And
I agree, dude.
we'll
I
carry
like the
on here.
picks today. I'm excited to talk about these.
Yeah.
Me
So,
too.
before we get started, we are missing Jeff this month. He's got a super busy schedule right now. We miss you, Jeff. We love you. We hope you're well, and we'll see you.
Everybody's
hopefully-
busy, dude. Everybody's busy.
I'm not.
It's a good thing. What are you talking about? You've got another podcast in development.
I got all sorts of stuff in development.
You're playing D&D now.
Wait, are you
you're a
really
busy
playing
man.
D&D now?
Getting back into magic.
I've been playing some D&D. Been playing a little bit. Well, I've been setting up. I've been structuring a deck for Magic. Yeah.
Bro, I used to love Magic the Gathering.
It's not
Yeah.
bad. It's
Like,
not bad.
like 30 years ago, 20 years ago. I don't know.
All right, whatever. I started late, okay?
No. I didn't mean it like that.
I started late in the game, all right?
I didn't mean it like that. It's just
Yeah. That's awesome.
I had to leave my garage to have people to play with, and since that shit's not fucking happening.
Yeah, no, you can do all that shit online now.
That's true.
Yeah. When I'm bored at work and there's nothing to do, I'll play. I can only get like 2 Magic games on my phone before it's dead. So, but it breaks it up a little bit.
Wait, there's a Magic phone app?
Yeah. All right, we're not promoting Wizards of the Coast here. We will discuss this once after because like I said, we'll do it after. So it's Bandcamp Friday. This is for May 2023. I am Trev Allen, the struggling artist, and with me this month is Chris Chavez, producer of the struggling artist and creator of that one time at Bandcamp. That's only been on, it's only had that one episode.
One episode of that one time at Bandcamp. I don't know why I'm talking shit.
Oh no, Chris froze.
Just kidding.
Oh man, that was your out. You were gonna try to get out of this. And and we have Mr. Grattan of Punk as Folk, the YouTube channel here with us. Welcome back.
Also, that one episode of Punk as Folk.
Welcome back, gentlemen.
Thank you.
What's up?
Glad to be back.
No, that's the wrong thing.
Yeah.
I got some cool things to share with you guys after we do this. Teasing the shit out of it for the people.
Cool.
Yeah. Where's the list? Where's my list? Oh, here we go. All right, so this I ended up. How did I pick this one? Was I just like? Didn't Mike say something about animals or something?
Because it was originally last month, and last month was Easter, and all I can ever think about at Easter time is fucking rabbits. And yeah. So I just wanted something where I could pick something with rabbits.
Fuck rabbits. You're not fucking rabbits.
Well,
what?
No, I won't fuck a rabbit. No.
Okay. All right. I've eaten a rabbit.
Weird.
They're pretty good.
I threaten to eat our pet rabbit all the time.
Oh, you don't eat the pet ones, Mike.
It's tiny. It's like there's not enough meat on it.
No, you don't eat the pet. You don't eat pet rabbits. You eat the wild ones.
Well, I'm not really eating any rabbit. I just threaten to eat it. My kid thinks it's funny.
Like Fatal Attraction style. Throw it in the pot of water, boiling pot of water.
Oh,
Well, that's how you cook them, right? Like a lobster. You put them in the cold water.
No, what?
Oh.
We are getting shut down for this.
Penis coming after me.
Immediately.
If Ken Bousquet is listening to this, I did not set this up. When I got into this argument, not an argument, but we were casually having a fun discussion over about vegans and I had mentioned something about it's worse if you're eating fake meat. Like, you still want it to be meat, and
Right.
saying no, and it was a funny conversation because then the band started that we were watching, and then after the band I went back into it. I'm like, let me throw this by you.
It's like, thank you, good night, and so right back into it.
That's exactly what I did.
What I was saying.
The whole set, I had this one defense in my head. If I was like a lawyer or something, I was like, I'm coming at him at this angle, and I couldn't. I wait for like the second band to stop so I could just turn right back to him and be like, okay, check this out.
Well, have you seen there's like actual statistics on how many animals die just due to the farming and processing?
All right, I'm not. I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose. We're gonna PETA knocking on the door. We don't need this right now. Do not boil rabbits.
They definitely don't.
You gotta excuse Mike. He's from the Midwest.
Yeah. Not that we don't boil rabbits here either. I know of no place where that's acceptable.
All right. Good. So anyway, that is how we got on the subject of this. And I said, I don't know. You were like, somebody do it, because all I'm gonna say is rabbits or animals or something. And I was like, what animals? And then Chris was like, is that your pick? Is that your pick, Trev? Animals? And I said, fuck it. Yeah, that's my pick. So here we are.
I like how that's how my voice sounded when I texted it.
That's
my
actually
favorite
exactly
part.
how I read that text
Yeah.
message, in just like a super disappointed tone. Like, is that really it?
Nah.
Oh God.
Yeah. So you guys all have different voices in my head when we're texting. And Chris, depending on which text thread we're in, your voice different.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
so I guess we went with for our X Factor. Animals had to
Jeez.
be in the album
Animals.
in the album name or in the band name.
Something
I just
about
went
it.
with it on the cover.
Just
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Something with animals. So
Animals were involved in some way.
But not harmed.
Correct.
No animals were harmed in listening to this music. I just want to get that out there.
Not at all.
Yeah, so we're gonna get started now. Let's get going. Who's going first? I hate we always do this.
Rochambeau.
Every fucking month.
You should go because it's your theme. You start it.
Is that how we're gonna do this from
That's
now
how
on?
we do it from now on. I think that's what we've been saying.
No, we haven't.
Well, it's because you don't listen.
No,
What are you gonna do?
I always listen, motherfucker. All right, I guess I'm gonna go first.
Get
we're
it.
gonna start with my local pick. My local pick is out of Connecticut. Dead Prophet Alive. The album was 16,000 Days. I am going to have Bill, who made this album. He's going to be on the podcast event in May. So I'm not going to go dive too much into it, but I want to hear what you guys have to say about it. You know what I'm saying? But this album is like, so Bill got me into like new metal and shit back in the day. Bill was a dear friend of mine. And he moved away for a long time. He went to the West Coast and he ended up in the Midwest, and then he came back to Connecticut like I don't know, a year ago, 2 years, maybe a year and a half ago. And he's a very talented musician. Always has been. I remember just like, sitting around fires, and he was the one that had the guitar, great guy, talented. And I was really happy that he put this album together, because it was something that was like kind of ruminating on him for a long time, and I'm happy that he did it. This is straight up like 90s industrial meets 2000s new metal like sound, and it amps me up from the moment I fucking put it on. Again, I'm not going to get too far into like a lot of the stuff because I'm going to be repeating it with him, but yeah, I want to hear what you guys had to say about it, because again, it's good. It's fantastic. It's an EP. And the episode with him will be out in a few weeks. So,
dude, this album fucking rips, and I don't know why, but I was like a little bit surprised when I put it on. It just wasn't what I was picturing coming from you. I got like, I don't like comparing people to other people, but like kind of
I do.
like super heavy Rob Zombie with that synthy like tech vibe to it. I really like this album. The only thing I didn't like about it was the name, and that's my own personal thing. I kept thinking of 10,000 Candles in the Wind from Parks and Recreation.
yeah.
Like anytime you put a large number in a title, I think a little Sebastian.
That's amazing.
So
that is amazing.
Just to play on that real quick, Mike. So the title 16,000 Days, the day the album dropped was his 16,000th day on Earth.
Oh,
yeah. So
well,
it was
that's
like,
rad.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. So
how many days have I been? Now I'm gonna get lost. Fuck.
Yeah, dude, I dug this too. I had the pleasure of being able to talk to him when we were filming and putting on The Evening with Michael Caine. Right beforehand, we were at a bar across the street, a pub. I think it's a pub. What is that? A tavern, a pub, whatever.
I don't fucking know.
We had some food. We were having some drinks and some food, and he was your buddy. He was sitting there and he was talking to us, and he and I started talking about music, and he told me about this thing that he did, this music that he was playing, and he was telling me, yeah, think late 90s, like hard rock grunge metal, and then bring that into the 2000s new metal, that kind of feel. And kind of a little bit of the flavors that came right after new metal, like the what was it, post hardcore at that point, like what was coming out, whatever it was.
I don't even know what that means, so I have no idea. But yeah.
But on this, dude, like you could hear that the vocalist is for this band Seethe. Is that what it is?
What's
Because it
that?
says featuring Seethe, and the vocals are by Patrick what is it, McElravy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who did the vocals. I don't know him.
But you can hear that 2000s like new metal vocal styling in there. There's it really has that feel of Jonathan Davis from Korn. There's a few songs in there where he had this kind of like anger fueled kind of like it was, but it wasn't like that hard. It was like he was like wailing almost, like he was crying in the middle of the track or some shit. But yeah, the musicianship in this though, Jesus Christ, it is tight.
Dude, those drums.
Yes. Dude, all about everything about the music is insane. And I dig the cover. I was zooming in and realized that the cover of the album, it looks like is a bunch of nails that's just put into that shape.
I thought it was just like a rune. Yeah.
It's pretty dope. Yeah, I dig it, dude. I really dig this a lot.
I had a feeling you would, because what's funny, because I forgot that we even talked with Bill about it that day. But like I just knew this would be up your alley. And then after you were like, "Oh, is this your friend that I met?" And then I remembered the conversation. I remember going, "Yeah, I guarantee Chris will like that."
Yeah, I played it going to work one day, and I was just like, "Yes, this is how I had to hear it the first time in my car, loud."
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and
nice.
That's my first time I was driving home from work,
nice.
I just put it on, and I was like, "Yes."
Chris rolled in, smashed a copier.
I'm like, "All right, bitches, let's start Monday."
Yeah, so I'm gonna have, like I said, they're gonna come on. They're gonna come on in a couple weeks, so I can't wait to talk to them about it. I am gonna say one thing though is like it's kind of weird. The second to last track, I was like, this is a good bookend. And then I didn't realize there was another track, and the other track, the last track, like it made it even better. It was, what I'm saying? I described it as like an epilogue to the EP, the last track.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So I really did. I really dug it. I'm really happy for Bill. This was an awesome album. So my second pick, my X Factor with Animals, is out of Boston. It's Casket Rats. These guys are hard rock as fuck. Like Motorhead meets Thin Lizzy meets AC/DC. Like these guys rip.
Nice, dude.
I had the opportunity to see them. I had the opportunity to see them back like a couple weeks ago. It was Casket Rats, Coffin Salesman, and Diablo Gatto. What a fucking show. All three bands brought it. All three bands have their own sound.
Hold on a second. You said Coffin Salesman was on the same bill with these guys?
Yeah, they play. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah. And then Diablo Gatto was they headlined. So
Nice.
It was fucking fantastic. It was so much fun. And this band live, like, holy shit. Like they're performers. They were absolute performers. And I couldn't think like this. I really like this EP. And you don't think it can get better than that until you see them live, and you're like, "Fuck."
Yeah,
definitely good. They it's like something you'll just like kind of if you and your buddies just hanging out somewhere, like you know what I mean. You just put this album on and just let it go. So,
yep,
dude. Every time I hear this sound, I keep moving around my microphone. Every time I hear this sound, like all I can think about is, and I mean no disrespect at all, is like rolling around with my uncles in the late 80s. Like that. I don't know. It's like, it sounds like the hair metal that was popular then, except with an edge to it, and I really fucking dig it. Like that guitar the whole way through, especially the right at the beginning of the song Bordello, where there's those palm mutes. Like that whole riff was sick. Like I don't I don't know where that, and really this is like the only style of music, like you said, Thin Lizzy, that I associate with that style, that particular style of guitar playing. And I dig it like every time I hear it. And I like when you guys bring stuff like this because it's not something I would just stumble upon or something I would listen to, but being like, I don't want to say forced to listen to it, but having it presented to me, like I always super dig these albums. There was another band a few months ago that was similar. Not the same, but similar. Yeah. That I was hooked from the beginning of that first song with that the opening guitar riff, and then he came in with those vocals. Yeah, I was hooked. I totally dig this album.
Hell yeah, dude. This is a killer rock and roll album. You said a lot of the things that were in my head. Thin Lizzy, I heard AC/DC, I heard early Van Halen. I heard like that kind of Skid Row. Like when I say Skid Row, I mean in LA, right? The Sunset Strip kind of early days of hair metal when it was still some metal, more metal than the glam part of it. Rock and rock, like I'm listening to this and I'm like, this is the band that's just fucking rocking it out and destroying on a stage in like a biker bar. But they have the presence that when they explode, they can do that same thing in an arena and that whole fucking arena going nuts. Cause this is got that, just that, man, there's a groove to it still, but it's so like, so rock and roll, like just straight up rock and roll. It's so good, dude. I was like, yes, this is one that I was like, all right, I have to have a copy of this. I like this.
This band is a band you could play on the radio and people would never know they're brand new. You know what I mean? Like they would fit right in on the radio. And I'm not and that's not in a bad way. You know what I mean? Like they fit into this. It doesn't even have to be brand new. You could just put them on the radio. Like that's like their music is definitely like radio hard rock, you know, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool to see stuff like that still going on. And I wish terrestrial radio had more rock and roll stations out there that would do stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like, and a lot of these bands we talk about deserve radio play, but like this just reminds me of that era of rock and roll radio. You know?
Yeah, dude.
So yeah, they were really good. I was pumped, and I actually reached out to them, and we're gonna be setting something up pretty soon here.
Oh, sweet, nice.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun episode, I think.
Hell yeah.
It's like high octane, right? High octane rock and roll.
I like it, dude.
Yeah,
loved it.
Sure.
Loved it. Loved it.
All right, Chris, how about you go next?
All right, cool. The first one I brought, this is our local Buffalo band called Core Market Research, and the name of the album is called Core Values. To me, what got me into this at first was it's kind of, the album kind of starts out with a slower like groove. It's not like it's like full speed or anything. And I think it was the guy's vocals that caught me immediately, his vocals and the delivery with those vocals. But then when there's that moment when it takes off and it becomes this kind of rollicking rock song, and the vocals still are there, there's like this frenetic kind of way of his, like I said, he's got in his delivery and the sound of his voice. All of a sudden, it was like, okay, this immediately now to me sounds like the Strokes or the Killers, like that era of rock and roll. There's a lot of blues feel to it, but it's dirty garage rock as well. You know what I mean? Like I liked it. I felt like there was a lot of different parts throughout this album where you have shifts in tempo. Like it seems like it's going to be a slower song, and then boom, it picks up, and it's all of a sudden it's a party. It's this crazy, like, I keep going back to the word rollicking, but that's what it feels like. This album is just kind of like an assault on your senses. I loved it. I loved it. As soon as I heard this, I was like, okay, I got to see these guys live. Now that I know they're from here, I got to see them live.
So wow, I love this album. My one nitpick about it would be like I felt like the reverb was overused on the guitar, and I don't know
Oh
why,
yeah.
but once I noticed it, all I could do was focus on it. But like you said about the guy's vocals, I was definitely like, I don't I feel like this is me gonna sound like me overselling it. I got like Chris Cornell vibes, who I love in that like early Soundgarden sound.
That
Um,
control over
yes.
that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
what
yeah.
feels like it's about to explode, just
Yeah.
controlling it.
And then like you said, I very much felt that 90s like grunge throughout this record, spanning like several different bands, not to directly compare them, but like bands like Soundgarden and early STP and Mudhoney, like
Mm,
those bands. Yeah, I really dug this album. And like
yeah.
Trev's second pick, this was one that like took me back. It's new, but it took me back to like where I was in eighth grade, ninth grade, 10th grade, just
Hell yeah.
fucking ready to take on the world because I didn't know any better.
Right. Yeah. Hell yeah. Before the world broke us, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
Back when we
absolutely.
back when we had hope.
Our dreams were still alive and not crushed.
Yeah, I had like groovy alternative vibes, definitely 90s kind of, that kind of era.
Yeah.
It was very atmospheric, I felt. And like it's I'm not saying this in a bad way, but I was like dazing out. Like I was like kind of, you know what I mean? Like I was listening to this
Oh, I
thing.
see. Yeah, it
Like,
bored you. Sorry.
is it droning? Is that the word I'm looking for, Chris? You're the
Yeah, I'm just
wordsmith.
kidding.
Is droning the word I'm looking for? I was just like I
Um,
was because the music was still present the whole time, but like everything else around me just kind of like I was just like in a daze while I was listening to it. Is that is that droning? That's not probably not the right word. I don't know.
not for me.
Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad,
Yeah.
Trev, because I'm about to say the same thing.
What?
In one pick, I'm about to
Oh,
use the same descriptors.
yeah, no, I didn't think it was bad though. That's the thing. Like, I don't know.
Right.
I want to listen to it again because, like I said, I just found myself like just kind of staring out while listening to it.
Yeah.
Usually, if something's not, if I don't like something, I'm not like I'm not in that state. I'm like turn this off. You know what I mean?
It was hypnotizing you, bro.
Yeah, there you go. It was
It was
hypnotic.
hypnotic.
It was hypnotic.
I want to correct myself. I was saying about the Strokes and the Killers. That's actually something I thought of another band, not this one. This was this. I misspoke. This is one where to me it did have all those that 90s feel, and that's why I loved it because the opening song immediately felt like a Filter song. You know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah.
this kind of feels like Filter or something. But yeah, the rest of it became that kind of grunge feel. I just wanted to correct myself because I was like, wait a second, that's not this album. Hold on a second. Shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I see. I get what you're saying when you say the hypnotic piece because there are those ups and downs where it builds and then sometimes it's like chill and then you get that hard smack in the face as it takes off.
Yeah, yeah, and again, like the music was still present the whole time too. So it's not like
Yeah.
It's not like I was drowning it out. I wasn't drowning it out. You know what I mean? It was just I don't know. I want to listen to it again though. Like I kind of want to sit down and just listen to it again and see
Yeah.
see what else I can get from it.
Sweet. My next pick was so I came across this just looking at like first I was looking into local areas and then I found these guys out of Rochester. They've been around for a while. I've never heard of them. But they're called Giant Panda Gorilla Dub Squad.
Yeah,
And
all the animals in that name.
well spelled guerrilla like the fighters. There's a lot of animals in this. There's like a dude named Double Tiger that's featured on a song. This is straight up like dub reggae. Just like if you're a smoker, smoke up and listen to this, and you're good for like however long the running time is for this album. What does it say? 39 minutes.
Wait. I'm not a smoker. I still liked it.
I'm saying it's fine, but this also is for that world of people that are just like Bob Marley, turn it on and have a good time and just ride out this like.
So I don't have a good time if I don't smoke.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Is that what
Okay.
you're telling me?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you that. That's what I'm saying. Also, you need to become a vegan. Stop eating meat. Um, no, but like so, like it is. It's this is just a vibe. This is an island vibe. This is a spacey kind of like Sublime, but not with the hip hop feel of Sublime. This is again straight dub reggae. I dug it, dude, because like I like reggae music. I like dance hall music, and I don't really listen to it all the time. So when I came across this, I was like, Giant Panda, perfect. That works for what we need. Let me hear this. I was like, ooh, I like it, and I ended up purchasing the vinyl. So, and I got my alert today that it just shipped. So I can't wait to get it and listen to it on the vinyl.
Yeah, I love reggae, but I love reggae in the way that Trev was describing the last album. I can't describe why I love it.
You
I just
zone out.
like I like having it on and then I zone out and then I may or may not get in the mood to partake in some of that extracurricular. And then all I wrote down was reggae, electronica, love this
Yeah,
background.
yeah,
So I have no fucking clue what I was talking about. I think I meant that like this is the type of music I can just put on in the background and I don't, you know how sometimes you listen to music and you want to be engaged with it, right?
yeah,
Like, but other times you want music that you don't feel like you have to engage with it and it's relaxing. um
yeah,
yeah, I really like this. And when you said without the hip hop vibes, I was like, well, what about they did do some of like what I would associate with like hip hop call outs, but I guess that's
yeah,
probably a dance hall thing too, isn't it? Yeah,
yeah.
so yeah, the album's rad. I love it, but
Heck yeah, dude.
I can't describe it well, and I can't tell you what it was about or what the lyrics were about. And I don't
It's the
care. I don't
typical
need
like
to.
love, peace, and harmony type of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna preface this with a quick story.
Uh
Um, so one of the dudes I work with, he's originally from Zimbabwe, and we were just
oh.
shooting the shit.
Nice.
We were shooting the shit one night at work, and I said something about, oh yeah, I'm gonna be going to the show in May, and it was, and he was like, and it's, and then he said like, oh, I'm going to a show in May, and then he gave me the date, and I was like, oh, he going to see, and he was just like, and then he said Anthony B, and I was like, oh, I love Anthony B, and he looked at me like, you don't know who this guy is. And then I started talking about like how so many things is like one of my favorite albums that he ever put out. And then he was like, oh, you do know? I'm like, yeah. So I say that to say this. I put this on with I was at work and I had my headphones on. And I saw Dubs said Dub Squad, and I'm like, all right, this is gonna be something. And I put my and then as soon as it came on, I was like, whoa. I took my headphones off. I said, hey, listen to this. And I gave it to my buddy at work. And he enjoyed it as well. And I was like, this is pretty good. And then I was like, I was just trying to like look up to see who they were. And I was like, they're from Rochester, New York. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
I'm
Yeah.
like, all
I'm like,
right.
fuck yeah, bro.
Yeah. And like, I was like, all right, and I don't, yeah. So it was, definitely, it made me smile listening to it. And then I happened to see, and this is why I prefaced it with that story, they have a new single out with featuring Anthony B. So
Hey, nice.
yeah, so I was like, oh, okay, all right, cool. So yeah, I definitely dug it. My particular favorite kind of reggae is dancehall, as we all know, because I brought a
Mm-hmm.
fucking like a 50 song compilation here once. but like no, I can get down with like the Dub Squad style and like the rock steady stuff, you know.
Hell yeah, dude. Can't wait to get the vinyl.
All right, Mike.
All right. My first pick is Nobody Wins, and the song, it's a single, is Animorphs. It appears that this band is putting out their music like Ronnie Radke Falling in Reverse style. They're just doing like a single at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Um
That seems to be the new thing. Well, not
yeah,
the new thing, but the that's what it is now.
Apparently, it's how you make money.
It's
these
it's
days.
cyclical. That's how the music world started, was on singles.
These guys are from Toledo, Ohio, not Spain. Um, yeah, the song opens with super fuzzy guitar, pop punk drums. I really enjoyed the vocals because this is kind of like a poppy punk, and I tend to find that vocal style annoying. Uh, Despite my voice, I find that annoying. That could be why, actually. But no, they're able to do that style in a way that didn't annoy me. Um, I listened to this in like all their other songs because I think there's only 5 other songs as singles. Um, yeah, I just dig it. It's upbeat pop punk. I upbeat was the wrong word. It's fast pop punk. I wouldn't call it upbeat. And there's a shreddy guitar solo with that super fuzzy guitar in the middle of the song. So it kind of checked all the boxes for me.
Yeah, dude, that's like the guitar solo. I was like, whoa, wasn't expecting that.
Right.
I love it, dude, because I am a fan of that melodic pop punk emo kind of rock that came out of the late 90s into like the 2000s, you know what I mean? Immediately as I heard this, I was like, man, this sounds familiar. Why does it sound so familiar? His voice, the vocals have a very Chris Carrabba-esque sound to them. So like back when he was with, before Dashboard Confessional, when he was with Further Seems Forever, that's what this reminded me of, like that area, Copeland, some of those bands from back in the day. And I was just like, this totally, like, remember how you said some of the songs brought you back?
Yeah.
Immediately I was back in my car driving around St. Pete and Pinellas Park, Florida, just cruising and listening to this music, turning it up, learning the lyrics, singing along. I'm a fan, dude. I immediately followed them on Bandcamp and gonna stay on top of this because I'm a fan of this.
The guitars were sick. Sick
Yeah.
guitars. Yeah, that I'm glad you guys said something about like what that vocal style is called, because I had it written down as whiny.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
It's melodic, yeah.
But that's what it, like that's that style of punk singing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Mhm.
that it's almost whiny, right? That's how I always I think of, like, you guys, have you seen the Instagram reel when the person makes like a Blink 182 song out of all the hot sauce packets, all the sayings on the Taco Bell packets?
No,
And
but that's amazing.
and she's singing in that whiny like kind of tone because that's that style of punk. You know what I mean? I thought it was pretty funny. No, it was sick guitars, sick guitars. The artwork was awesome. Not my style of punk rock, and that's okay. It's okay not to be my style. Doesn't mean it's not good. You know.
And then for my X Factor, because I insisted on going with rabbits because this was supposed to be for last month, is the album The Taxpayers to Risk So Much for One Damn Meal from 2010. There are 2 rabbits on the cover, so I counted it. And they do mention rabbits in the album as well, but not cooked.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
Everybody stopped listening at this point. These guys are from New Orleans. Like I said, the album's older. I really love this band, and I feel like I don't think we're keeping records, but I feel like I've probably brought them before.
I don't
but-
remember them.
I don't
If
think
you
you
did.
have.
Well, then I'm glad I did this time because they literally have. I don't know why I'm hand talking. I'm so excited. They literally have like everything for me. They have acoustic guitars. There's harmonica. The lyrics. The lyrics that drip with desperation and the voice to match. I really dig that, like, just angsty, I need to get it out style of folk punk singing. Then they bring in electric guitars as well with super heavy distortion later. A song with dueling male and female vocals called Geodesic Prison Song. I don't know what geodesic means because I'm not a scientist. Oh, 50s sock hop vibes. which I super get into. It hits my rockabilly strings. And then
They check it all. Yeah.
a mellow piano style song later in the album as well, that's done with just a piano and acoustic guitar and some tamer, less screamy lyrics. I mean, I feel like I've made it clear that I love folk punk, and these guys are fantastic at it. Yeah, yeah, I love this album. It's older, and I don't know. Yeah.
Dude, I am so glad you brought this. I fucking fell in love with it immediately. Everything you said about it, all of that stuff. But for me, I feel like I feel like folk punk's being used a lot all over the place. So you can kind of fit these in, but it feels more like a lot of the stuff had more of an Americana punk feel to it. You know what I mean? But then you throw in the New Orleans jazz band, the brass, that I'm like, what? There's no way you can put this in a box. Like folk punk just doesn't work. It's too confining. Like this is bigger than that. This is
I don't even
amazing.
think I mentioned the brass. And yeah, that was just another
Oh,
huge box that
God.
this band checks for me.
Yeah, vocals, dude. Like you said, I love his vocals. He reminds me of this singer. There's this band called Listener, and the dude does this thing where when he sings, it sounds like he's not singing. It's not really singing. It's more like talk, but loud and kind of full of like this kind of frenetic, emotional, got to get it out there thing. And that's what I was saying. Like there were a few songs on here, even though it's got the Americana that feel to it, it really kind of felt like the Strokes or the Killers, like that, yeah, like that kind of bringing the force to the front. But yeah, dude, I was immediately, and I loved his voice. His voice got me right away, right at the beginning. I was like, okay, I feel this, and it did. It reminded me of this other band, Listener, and I love that band. If you've never heard of them, check them out. The first album I tell you to check out would be Wooden Heart. Amazing fucking
It's a
album.
great
But other
album.
than that,
Yeah.
but yeah, dude, I loved it. I'm so glad you brought this. I bought it. I have a copy of it, and then I made it like I was sending links to my friends. Like, you got to hear this. You've got to hear this. This is amazing.
So yeah, the listener vibes for sure. Chris, you're the one that got me on that listener shit a while back.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, so my first thought was, if the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones and Listener made a folk punk band, this would be that.
That works, dude.
And then I heard the brass and I wrote in capitals, "This is not ska, Chris."
Definitely not ska.
I know that's not ska, dude. Trust me.
This was the first album I listened to when I got everyone's list together. And this immediately took me out of that funk I was talking about in the beginning of the episode. Yeah, so it's I wrote the jazz part of it was everything about that, like you said, it checks every fucking box.
Yeah.
I called it a folk punk symphony.
Nice.
So yeah, and I don't know, man. I mean, we all said a lot of good things about it. There's nothing else I can say that we haven't said, but fantastic. This is I'm really happy you brought this. This turned shit around for me.
Aw, I'm glad.
Yeah, dude, it was great. I just sent the link to Listener. Actually, it's a different album before Wooden Heart to check out first.
Which one did you send? I don't know. What I remember the one you sent me. I liked
Return to Struggleville.
I liked the one that you had originally sent me by Listener, and then I went back and I was like, "Whoa, listen to this shit!" Like it was like, yeah, he's got a mean trumpet solo in one of his songs.
Yeah, hell yeah,
like
dude.
Building Bridges Better or something, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Nah, man, this was a great month, I think, for picks.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm like super pumped to be like start grabbing new stuff and listening to it again. And
Dude, I was stoked all week. Like I had to travel over the weekend, and I just kept listening to everybody's picks except for mine because I'm a lazy piece of shit that doesn't there until the last minute.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been like I'm on vacation this week, and I'm like, my house is a disaster right now. I'm reorganizing everything, and I'm fucking like putting shit in storage stuff, and like that I have space for that I haven't been using, so but I've been just pumping music out while listening to it, or while doing that. So great episode. This was a good
Heck
episode.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Before we sign out, dude, I want to make sure people know we talked about this. We had this on the Instagram last year. We were going to put together a compilation to benefit Against All Odds, the dog sanctuary. And we had a lot of submissions come in. And when it was time to start organizing it and putting it together, the rescue, the sanctuary was going through some stuff. One of their main dogs that they rescued was part of this like focus of what they did, ended up getting cancer and dying. Then the people who ran it, 2 of their dogs had some cancer issues, and it's just been like one hit after another. Then we had the blizzard that hit Buffalo. So it was like every month that went by, we wanted to try to do something with it and make sure it went out. We kept just getting hit by something else. Well, we finally have everything ready to go. And currently one of their dogs he's actually on the cover of the benefit. He's dealing with some medical issues as well. So it's a perfect timing for us to put it out for Bandcamp Friday so that the most proceeds can go to it. The album has 26 tracks from all different bands from all around the country, different types of music. I mean, there's some hardcore in there, there's some metal, there's some alternative, then there's some like acoustic, some it's a great mix. So I want to push it out there, make sure people go to the struggling artist podcast.bandcamp.com to support it. It's the only album that we have right there to do it. So it's music to benefit Against All Odds Animal Alliance, and 100% of the proceeds go to that. We're not taking anything at all. This is specifically for raising funds for the sanctuary, but also currently to help for Tiger's bills. So go ahead and follow them on Instagram and Facebook and all that if you want to keep up on what's going on with them as well. But I had to make sure to put that out there before we end this show.
I'm glad you did, my friend. I'm glad you did. And I follow them, right? So, or we follow them on the. I had seen about
it's getting rough, dude. Tiger's such a sweet dog too, man.
Tiger's the one that's on the cover art, right? For us? Yeah.
We went out and did a cornhole championship or the cornhole tournament a couple years ago, and he was one of the dogs kind of walking around. And I love this picture I got of him because there's this monster long piece of drool hanging off of his jowls, and that's just how he always was. He was always drooling and slobbery, and he's such a sweet dog, and he's dealing with some really serious medical issues, and their bills are like in the tens of thousands to take care of him. So whatever money we can help raise for him, we'll definitely go. And so the minimum amount is $7. If you want to, pay more, we'd appreciate it. But it's going to be live by the time this is up on and people are listening to it. Actually, it'll be live this weekend.
26 songs,
26 tracks. Yeah.
26 tracks. $7 is the minimum. That's fucking fantastic. And we have a huge mix of like Buffalo talent on there, Boston talent on there,
Pennsylvania,
from all over. This is awesome. So make sure you pick it up. It's really is. And we appreciate everyone who donated songs for this cause. And I know, like you said, a lot of shit happened between when we first did it until now, but now it couldn't come at a better time. So,
yeah, dude. I look back on it and I'm like, not even just what they dealt with, but like the Western New York and Buffalo, like there was that big Tops shooting where all those people were killed in the grocery store, and then the blizzard, and then it was insane, dude. So like, it's been an interesting end of the last year and into this year, but I'm just happy we have it and we're able to put it out there now and hopefully do what we can to help raise some money to help out Tiger and the rest of the pups.
Right on.
Sweet.
Cool. Michael,
I can't find it.
What are you looking for?
The album.
Oh, it's not live yet. It will be live by. I'll send you a link and tell you when to check it out. But it should be live by tonight or tomorrow.
But
when these listeners are listening to this episode, it'll have already been out.
Christ. I forgot I was an active participant for a second.
It's amazing. That's awesome, dude. I love it.
All right, till next month. That goes Bandcamp Friday. Michael, plug your YouTube channel that you only put these up on.
It's Punk as Folk.
Can you go back to doing albums and stuff? I miss your stuff.
I think I'm going to this summer.
All right. Cool.
Probably after June 3rd. So second week of June is the plan. Because I have less school load and then I don't have any more competitions for a while.
Cool. Chris, plug your stuff. Plug
Podcasts,
yeah.
Out of the Shadows podcast, Hardly Awesome podcast, Tube Time. What else do I do? Silence your phones. I gotta slow down, man. I was putting my, like I said, I'm putting my schedule together now and actually realizing like
You have no time for me anymore.
Like I keep being like, oh, I'm gonna do this and that. It's like I have no time if I really look at my schedule. It's insane. We do that. We do chopping it up on our Patreon, on the Struggling Artist Patreon. So if anybody wants to hear a completely different show where it's just me and Trev talking about all kinds of stuff that go on in our lives in the world, check it out on our Patreon. And that's it. We've got some video production stuff coming on the horizon, and that's all. I'm good.
Definitely check out Chopping It Up on the Patreon. I love the Patreon, guys.
Oh, thanks.
Just so you
thanks,
know.
dude.
Thanks. I'm Trev, the Struggling Artist. Find me on the Struggling Artist podcast. Yeah, and pick up this Against All Odds compilation we have going on. What is it? The Struggling Artist Podcast .bandcamp?
Yep.
.com.
Yep.
Boom.
Sweet.
All right.